Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. If this is your first time visiting this channel, go ahead and like and subscribe if you like the content we're doing here. I do have some beef short ribs in the background. They're kind of slow cooking, braising on some red wine and some beef stock. And so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to shred them up. I'm going to put them in some pasta dough that I'm going to make and make some raviolis out of them. Then what I'm going to do is put them in some Italian breadcrumbs, fry them up, and then I'm going to plate them up with a little bit of the red wine reduction, kind of put over the top of that. Let's just see how it goes. I'm going to knock it out for you guys. All right, so first thing we're going to start out with, we have the short ribs right here. We're just going to pull off any loose fat, trim anything away that you can. Coat it with olive oil, just do a simple salt and pepper on that. And then we're going to do a rough chop on the vegetables right here. We have carrot, celery, onion, and then also a few cloves of garlic that I'm going to bash down. That I'm not even going to chop up, I'm just going to throw it in because it's going to flavor the sauce, so you don't really have to chop it up. And so what you're going to do is get a hot pan. I like to use cast iron. I think it works the best. You can use whatever you like. But all you're going to do is sear all sides for about 3 minutes aside until they get nice and seared, until they look like that. And then you're going to do all sides, and then it's probably going to smoke out your house. I don't have a range hood. It really doesn't matter. I just have to deal with it. But I'm just going to take these off and set them to the side. Still going to be pretty hot. We're going to throw our veggies back in there. Sweat those down for about 3 to 5 minutes until they get nice and soft. And then I'm going to re-season that with salt and pepper and add the garlic in there. Season to your taste. And then I'm going to add some tomato paste in there. I'm doing about a tablespoon and a half. And then I'm just going to cook it down until the raw tomato flavor gets cooked out of it. And then we're going to deglaze with some red wine. I have a Barbaresco, but it doesn't even matter what kind of wine it is. Just don't use Boone's Farm or no crappy stuff like that. And then reduce it until it gets about half. And then put some beef stock in there until it gets to the top of the vegetables. Continue to cook on high. And then we're going to put the short ribs back in there, submerged about halfway. Then we're going to add some herbs. Don't skimp on the herbs. I know a lot of times when you go to the store and then you see, you know, you don't want to pay for it, but it makes a huge difference. So just don't forget to use those. So that beef's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take a couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours. And since I opened this wine, I mean, I'd feel bad if I didn't drink it. So cheers. All right, so I'm rolling out these pasta sheets. If you already know how to make pasta, that's cool. But I'm gonna link to the video that I made on how to make pasta. There's a bunch of different videos out there also, so go check that out. Then also the cook time on this, I said 2.5 hours on a simmer, but it was taking a long time, so I put the oven to 300 degrees, threw it in the oven, and it ended up taking about 3.5 hours. But at this point, I mean, these short ribs look amazing, I think. So if you didn't want to make ravioli, that's cool. I mean, you could just use these and put it over the top of some mashed potatoes, which would be pretty good. And you could put the sauce over the top, which would be, you know, amazing, I think. But, you know, I've never done the ravioli. I've never fried ravioli, so I just wanted to check it out and try it out. So all I'm doing is straining it through right here. I strained it 2 times so it wasn't too thick. And then to the beef, I'm adding about 3 large tablespoons of ricotta cheese. I got about ½ cup of mozzarella I'm putting in there. And then I'm gonna grate some pecorino romano and about a ¼ cup of some chopped up Italian parsley. Then take your clean hands and just mix all this up. Put a little bit of extra pepper in there. And then I got these pasta sheets. It looked like crap because I already did some before. It didn't come out right because I fried the ravioli too high. It was like 375 and they came out burnt, so I had to redo it. And then, so yeah, that's why these pasta sheets look like crap pretty much. But as you can see, the pasta sheets were kind of dried out because the top of some of these ravioli started to crack. But I figured I went this far and I just you know, wanted to power through it, so I just kept going. And I figured since there was going to be an egg wash and some breadcrumb, it's going to clog up the holes on there anyway. And it ended up coming out pretty good. So just going to dip it in some egg wash and then some Italian breadcrumbs. Use whatever breadcrumbs you want. Just get the ones from the store. You don't have to make your own. You don't have to be all fancy or nothing like that. But I'm just going to take these. Then we're going to go in some oil. And like I said, don't do it too hot because the ones I did before were at 375. I'm just doing these at 325. And honestly, it's going to take less than a minute. So you want to keep your eye on this. They're going to fry it really quick. Just until you get a good golden brown color on the outside. And then you're good to go. And so I just put that gravy over the top of the ravioli just to add a little more flavor to it. Everything came out great. I was totally happy with it. If I can go back and change some things, since this was the first time doing it, I'd probably add more mozzarella to make it a little more cheesy, and then probably use like a regular tomato sauce to dip it in. But overall, I was pretty stoked. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.